If you thought Monique didn't have a case with Netflix, you need to look at the material. Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on. So what's going on? Let's talk about this Monique situation, child. It's been 2 years coming, and Monique has decided that she is about to take Netflix to court, as she should. So I know a lot of folks feel a certain type of way, and I feel like the support from Monique has been growing over the last 2 years. You all know back in January 2018, Monique had shared with her fans on Instagram that she wanted them to join together and with her to boycott Netflix. Now a lot of folks took it as a joke, but when she started talking about the gender bias and all of that, and she said she was lowball, I think some folks in the beginning didn't really get it, but I wanted to hear more from her. I didn't discredit her or dismiss her. I wanted to hear more. So she ended up, sharing information of the deal that she was offered, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us can say that the deal was kind of, it was shitty. So Monique has, since then went on a tour, and she's talked about Netflix. She was on Steve Harvey's show. She was talking about, playing the game, and she's tired of playing the game and all of that. Sis broke it down. If it was any chance that you didn't believe her, I think you can move it over to like, girl, I need to hear more. If it was a chance where you were not sure, you definitely will believe it after looking at this. So despite Monique's extensive resume and documented history of comedic success, when Netflix presented her with an offer of employment for an exclusive stand-up comedy special, Netflix made a lowball offer that was only a fraction of what Netflix paid other non-black female comedians. Girl, the comedian was offered $500,000 as a talent fee, like I said earlier. And this is what they're saying. When the talent was not a black woman, Netflix offered to pay and did pay. When the talent was not a black woman, Netflix ordered to pay and did pay. More than it pays to black women, like it offered to Monique. Girl, like I said, Monique, posted this on Instagram, and when I tell you, I'm looking at the stuff in here. Like, the lawsuit goes in depth. They even talked about the lack of racial diversity on the team. Historically lacked racial diversity and instead has been white only for years. For years, the board lacked even one black member, let alone a black female. Girl, this is like the stuff that they're talking about, the stuff that they're outlining is naming the culture of Netflix and how they did not have any black folks on the board of directors, and they only had one, and even then it was just a man. Then they also went to talk about the racism with one of the board of directors allegedly speaking to a group of black folks and using the N-word and using the N-word in a meeting and never apologized for it. Sis is naming this shit. Netflix is one of Hollywood's most innovative companies, yet it not only perpetuates racial and gender inequality, it also takes advantage of a gender pay gap that disproportionately affects black women, said Monique. They even talked about Wanda Sykes and the lowball offer that she was offered. And Wanda Sykes did admit, she said, girl, she signed it once they moved their comma. And also, they also talked about, situations where, white women had to argue for higher pay. They even talked about Kevin Spacey and all the stuff that he had going on, and they knew that he was saying trash stuff and he was being paid more. The lawsuit is laid out, and you would have to kind of be a fool to not believe that she doesn't have somewhat of a case. So with that being said, what do I think? I think if Netflix was very smart, they would just say, you know what, Monique girl, we gonna do a better job, sis. We gonna come out, we gonna give you this, we gonna work with you, we gonna do what we gotta do. We got a cash load of money because our investors wanna see us do something. So we gonna give you a couple of coins, we gonna right this wrong and get it together. And I think that would kind of make black folks go and watch Netflix and say, you know what, let's rock with Netflix because they did our sister right. They did our sister right. But sis, Netflix, y'all out here fighting with Disney right now, and Disney is trying to end y'all. So the fact that y'all out here, signing contracts with Nickelodeon and stuff, you out here doing this and that, and you betting on Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live action show doing well. Y'all don't have the money to be fighting Disney. You don't. You need to grasp that. And then when I go back and listen to some of the folks like Charlamagne the God, and I got something for you later on. Charlamagne was talking about it. Charlamagne, you are the same brother. I'm about to get into this whole speech. I don't see how y'all call yourselves. Charlamagne, you are good at what you do. You are good at being a media personality, but you are not good at reading at all. And I don't understand how you, Angela Yee is giving this stuff off. She's saying what she got to say. She's saying about this, like she's telling a story, but none of y'all are doing the research to even look at the lawsuit. None of y'all said, you know what, let me see, because if you looked at the lawsuit, you've been fooled to not think that she don't have a chance. She hasn't. So Netflix has responded and they said, girl, we gonna fight this. And Netflix, you look very silly. You look very silly because these lawyers might not have the money and the resources like Netflix does, but they got a story. And the story sounds very consistent. They have painted a picture of corporate culture within Netflix. Like me and my friend had said earlier, the facts don't lie. You cannot argue with y'all only having one black person on the board of directors. So the folks who are supposed to judge the culture to reach out to these folks, y'all don't even have no black folks to be able to even argue with y'all. It's not no black folks telling Monique no. It's some white people telling Monique no. And it's a history, and not just white folks, because we know, a lot of us know white folks are inherently racist, but she also painted that even these white folks who are on here on the board of directors have said some racist stuff in the past, used the N-word in meetings and stuff. Y'all got a whole person, Kevin Spacey, who y'all hired on, who was saying the N-word on set and all of this and doing these things. They are painting a picture, and that's how lawsuits work. If Monique does this right, she is highly likely that she might get somewhat of a settlement because it does not look good. And black folks, what we need to do is stand behind Monique. Like, girl, ain't nobody telling y'all to not give Netflix y'all the measly $10 or whatever. Or y'all hard work, I ain't gonna say it, but y'all hard working coin, but at least support her to be like, girl, I'm with you 100%. I want to see what this outcome is giving. Because the more of us come in and say, you know what, Netflix, y'all need to do my sister right. Y'all know damn well that Monique deserves way more than $500,000. And I don't want to hear nothing about no reach she has and all of that, because some of these folks ain't did no comedy specials and stuff in years. And some of their material is outdated and late. Monique is able to still get books and bookings and do things with just her Instagram and Periscope. What does that tell you? There's black folks out here doing that now and have built a whole platform around that. If Monique is offered the right resources, sis will be able to do it. And I'm not interested in folks saying, oh, well, she had this on this and it didn't do well and didn't do well. Like, y'all giving these other folks money to be able to try to do something, and they don't always deliver. Y'all gave Amy Schumer some money for these movies that she did, and they didn't do well. Some of the movies didn't do well. Her last 2 movies were a flop. You can look at that. So it's like, why can't you bet on Monique like you bet on her white counterparts? What is the reason? And if you say that, you have to think about that. Like, why y'all not interested in betting on her? Because of a higher reach. White folks gonna always have a higher reach than us. It's way more of them in the United States. We are the minority, and I need people to understand it. But us being a minority, their reach is always gonna be higher than us. So that dismisses the argument. Well, she has a, that doesn't matter. That's always gonna be an argument. There's always going to be an argument. So bet on Monique and see what the tea is. Like, but I think honestly, if anything, Netflix could have, you know, talked to her and said, well, girl, if you can't take $500K, what can you take? Like, girl, and talk. But the fact that y'all did not want to, the fact that y'all said, oh, girl, this is what we offering you in crumbs. And to hear Charlamagne talk about something, well, Netflix is, they got this and that, and they diverse. No, they're not diverse. They're not diverse. If you would have read and looked at the material, Leonard, with that old laptop, you ain't even doing no reading with them buggy eyes. You need to clean your eyeballs and see that there were not any black and brown folks on their board. There were no black folks on their board of directors. And then they only had one. They said 1% of their workforce of Netflix is black. What does that tell you? Look at the material, and I'm glad that she went in depth and looked at this. I've seen people sue for less, for silly stuff, and I'm not blaming Monique at all. I hope that she gets something out of this, even if it's a settlement or something. And even if she's out here just telling a story that, look, I'm gonna fight. and I'm not going down on the fight. And I can respect a black woman that's gonna go and say, I'm gonna fight. I don't care what y'all say. I'm gonna fight. I'm not going down easily, and I respect that. I can't take that away from her. Say what you want to say, but let me know what you think about it. Check out the article on kingareese.com. Tell me what you thought about the lawsuit. Tell me what you think about it. Have you been following Monique's journey? And I am interested in one day interviewing Monique because I love her so much. I did email her like a couple of months ago, and I was like, girl, I think I emailed her on my birthday, and I said, girl, I want to interview you so bad. I've seen you go on other folks' stuff, and people have disrespected you. You will not get that on the King of Reese brand. You will not at all. So maybe one day I can sit down and talk to Monique, even if it's not an interview. Maybe I just sitting down and just feeling her energy because I think she's a beautiful person. And that's all I got. Y'all tell me what y'all thought. And yes, I heard there's some talk about Monique not wanting to work with Flame Monroe because of their lifestyle. First of all, that's not a lifestyle, that's your life. Which tells me that your energy is not good, and probably the reason why Monique didn't want to work with you because your energy is bad and you're inherently transphobic. So Flame Monroe can go sit on a flame for all I care. I got a video for them later on. But tell me what y'all thought about the video. Tell me what y'all thought about Monique in this situation. Let me know in the comments. I'll talk to you later on tonight.